share buyback in December. And we filed it, and you can see it all on Cedar.
Yep.
It gets filed. Didn't help. Like, you got to understand the market. Like, I think there's a mindset, and I get DMs from certain people like, you have to buy your shares back. It's like, well, I'm in the blackout period now until 2 days after I put my quarterly earnings up on Cedar. So I'll file them on the 14th. I could start buying back on February 16th. We bought a bunch back in December. It didn't help. So, maybe you could say it did help because it would have gone further. You have to understand the market and where the market is. I'm not just sure a buyback, even if I executed right now, when 1 million shares are trading a day, that's $10 million a day getting traded. If I use all my capital to buy back the shares, I don't know where I'm going to put. The stock's not going to go much higher. They're going to need to raise cash anyway. So you got to be very careful. There's also significant rules about buybacks. You don't do buybacks to push the price up. That's exactly the rules that you're not allowed to do. You buy you buy back when you think there's an opportunity. You can't do it in the last half hour of a day. So there's a lot of rules with this, and I would really recommend folks that say, hey, go buy back, go read the Canadian rules on buybacks. It's not something you can just do whenever you feel like to push the price up. That's not what we're trying to do. We play by the regulatory rules.
That makes sense. Just kind of a follow-up. You've made multiple acquisitions over the past year or two, like, Coinify and others, which did include stock and that potential, to a sense, dilution. So, do you have a response to the, dilution and buying back and just kind of that?
Read that one again, just so I make sure I got that one.
Okay, so, as a company, you've made multiple acquisitions, which include stock through dilution. Yep. So what's the thought process behind using stock instead of something like cash?
So like the one acquisition was really the Coinify acquisition.
Yeah.
We used 15 million of cash and the rest in stock. There are lockup periods on the stock. So if I could do a lockup period where they can't trade the stock, that's a pretty good deal for us too. Because becomes freely tradable immediately. And the holders then become long-term holders. And that's what we were trying to do, is create more long-term holders, not short-term holders. So depends on where the stock price is at the time. So there's a lot of factors. I used to do M&A for E-Trade, and we used to analyze that exact same question. Do we have the cash? Do we want to use the cash? Do we want to tie the people we're buying from in to be part of the company? Is a key question. If you're just buying it and you're not taking any of the staff, you don't care. But you want, when you need the staff to help build it, you want to make sure that they're engaged by owning shares. So there's a lot of pieces of that go into the analysis of what you want to do when you buy a company.
That makes sense. Let's say longer term, let's look out 5-10 years. Once Voyager does end up maturing, generating profits, is buybacks the way you plan on, kind of allocating that money instead of like dividends?
It's a good question for a later date. We'll see what happens when we get to that, into that world. I can't really answer that right now. So it's a good question though.
Makes sense.
I saw as I was testing, someone's like, Steve sounds a bit irritated. I'm not irritated. I'm having fun on a roll today. It's just giving my point of view on a lot of things, because there's been so much. When things go down, people get negative, and I think it's easy to do that. It's harder to stay positive, and
of course,
anyone who knows me knows that I have such a positive attitude on almost everything, except for my New York Giants. The rest I have a real positive attitude on, and so I'm just happy that we have a business that is the third largest by AUM and customers in the U.S. So whoever you want to compare me to, the only two who beat me is Coinbase and Crypto.com right now. I don't care about it. We're ahead of everybody else. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't Kraken have like a $9 billion valuation or something in the private markets? It's
a $9 billion. Gemini raised money at a $7 billion. Sam just did a nice job with FTX US getting at an $8 billion. And I'm sitting at 1.2 billion. But that's okay. we'll keep going.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. I mean, it's like you know, we the only thing you can do is keep getting accounts. I mean, AUM we have by U.S. customers is insane, and the numbers are just that good from that compared to everyone else has institutional, and we're the only ones that are strictly retail. So, based on retail numbers, pretty well acknowledged by most people that we're third.
Is the goal just to focus on retail, or maybe add another segment for institutions?
Small and mid-sized businesses as a complement to retail. Those folks that have their own businesses that are already Voyager customers, we're starting to open up some of those accounts for them. It's a manual process. Business KYB is manual. If anyone out there listening has a great technology solution for KYB, I'm all ears. Email me, DM me. But most KYC for retail is technology enabled. Very easy to do. That's why you can open accounts real fast. KYB for the business is just manual. It sucks. And if there was a real solution from a technology perspective, we'd probably have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of small to mid-sized businesses. It's just hard to do. It's very manual to do.
Yeah. So what would look differently on that, like, the small, medium-sized business platform versus what we have now?
Same. It'd be the same platform, because what most of these small to mid-sized businesses want to do is receive crypto in as part of their sales of their being a merchant. And even if they want the dollars, they let someone pay in Bitcoin, they'll take the dollars. They won't take the dollars, bring them to us and buy USDC to get rewards. And so that's how they want to manage their treasury. So it wouldn't change much. It wouldn't change at all, actually. It's just doing the KYB is just different. KYB is different than KYC.
That makes sense. And would there be an implementation with like Coinify where you can, those businesses implement Coinify, gets paid to Voyager, earns interest?
Absolutely. That's exactly the game plan is use the Coinify engine to accept the payments with the QR codes. Money goes right into your Voyager account. You manage it from your app, and you can put your USD that you receive or USDC and put it right in, and have start getting rewards.
Okay. I mean, this is what I had. I know it's a little bit difficult to kind of pinpoint. There's a lot of moving parts, but can we expect some form of guidance on this at some point in the future?
It's so guidance when it comes to which piece, guidance from revenue, guidance from margins, guidance from product, all three. I'll give you the same answer. The answer is I don't want to do from a revenue standpoint. Transactional volume can change so drastically from day to day.
Of course.
So it's really hard to give guidance. The yield revenue, which is getting more and more staking, is a little bit easier to guide, and we'll probably start doing some of that in the next earnings call, because I can't do it here because then I have to do a release on that.
Yep.
We'll probably start giving more guidance on that, but it does also get affected by the price of the coins. When it comes to margins, our motto and what we're trying to do now is just grow accounts. I don't need to have EBITDA margins. I've been saying this as well. It's like, if I'm storing cash, then I'm not doing my job. My job is to go get customers. So we're going to continue to invest into marketing, thoughtful, the right marketing, not putting our names on buildings. We will not do that. And then from a product roadmap, we've got so many avenues going. And I know it's the biggest joke probably in social media on crypto is Steve in the word soon. So I'm not going to give a roadmap because I'll say soon. And that's, our team's working there bleeping tails off to deliver all these products. And I think people will be pleasantly. Rakesh has done Rakesh, Gerard, and Dan, Gerard Hayanchi, Dan Costantino, Rakesh Gidwani, they have done a killer job in aligning this company to deliver more product. And they know they get tons of pressure from me every single day. I want more coins on the platform. That's coming. And so there's just a lot of things that those guys are working on that's going to expedite product development and the app in 2022.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Where do you see crypto price action going? Obviously, it's very volatile, which that's one of the things you take advantage of. But I know you made some predictions in the past, but
clearly we're all here and we all own crypto, so we think it's long-term positive. I think we're in a little bit of a short-term, like March, 2 to 3 months. We're going to stand kind of static in a way, and then we're going to start exploding again. I am so bullish on a lot of the altcoins and a lot of the level ones, because I do believe that, I give an educational presentation. I've done it to groups here in New York City. I've done it to the Dallas Mavericks and their entire staff. I'm going to Dallas in February to speak to their Legends team and their staff. And I give this presentation, and Eric Shakowski, who now works for us and does all the brand marketing and team and partnership marketing, who was, again, with Pam and I at E-Trade. We found the video from 1998, one of the most famous Super Bowl commercials ever. It's the Oracle commercial. And they ran a commercial, and I think it was a minute, and it was probably a fraction of the cost 25 years ago. And it was about a technology revolution. And Oracle was at the front of this, in the forefront of this revolution in the way to change the internet and all that. And they were going to power it all. If you saw that commercial today, and it's not a revolution today, it's an evolution. It's a technology evolution. And you replace that with Algorand or Avalanche or Solana, you get the same thing. Like, this is the technology that's going to be the underpinnings of the internet and commerce and transactions in the next 25 years. And so I am so bullish on those. I think that we're going to learn more. I think some are going to step ahead of others. Clearly Solana was a favorite child, but it's had some network issues, but they'll figure that out. I actually smiled and laughed when I heard they had network issues because of too many people on the network. I was like, that sounds familiar. And so I actually, I'm so bullish on those things that I think we're going to start seeing the second half of this year, all cryptos really take off, because I think people will understand it more and understand how it fits into what's going to happen over the next 20 years.
And that's, do you view interest rates as a risk?
I don't see it. I think the risk is that people don't. I was at the BTC conference a week and a half ago, and was on a panel, and Maya, for anyone who was there and saw it, Maya had the greatest line, and I'm going to keep using it, and I'll keep giving her credit. When they asked us the risks, is interest rate a risk? Is regulatory a risk? We all had comments. Got to Maya last, she goes, the only risk is the risk of not participating, is the risk of not being involved. She actually said, I know Maya, I met her in 2018. She had the opportunity to invest in the Voyager token, the Voyager stock at pennies. She goes, that I missed both of those. The risk is not getting involved, because we know this is changing the next 25 years. So the risk is not being involved in something, whether it's Voyager stock, or if it's Bitcoin, or if it's VGX, or it's Solana. It doesn't matter. Be involved, because it could change your life. It will change your life over the next 25 years.
Awesome. And then one final question, more of a kind of about you. What do you want to get out of being the CEO of Voyager? Is it the, ability to participate in the crypto markets, sports, philanthropy? What is it?
My favorite part about being in the crypto markets truly is all the people I've met. I mean, we'll be down in Daytona again. Landon's racing in 2 to 3 weeks, the first race of the season. We're working on something to meet people, happy hour and so forth. We're going to do that at other racetracks. We found going to happy hours and setting them up in bars outside the track, before the race, is a lot more fun and more inclusive than doing suites and stuff. And we want to be really inclusive with all that. I love meeting people. I love being people, talking crypto. Telling me I suck is as much fun as people telling me I'm good. I don't care. I like meeting people. And that's to me, that's the best thing out of this. And then if I could do some philanthropic work out of this and really help, that's like icing on the cake. I mean, the whole key about it isn't about making money or all that. It's helping people change their lives and meeting people while we're doing it. And we truly are blessed to be in the position we are. I'm blessed to be in the position we are. Thankful for being in the position, and enjoy what I do. I mean, enjoy coming on and talking to you, talking to DJ. I know I got Dan, I got Rob from Digital Asset News on Monday. I love this stuff. I love engaging with you and your communities, and that's really what makes my day.